Evening, my little angels. The square cake is the traditional Vietnamese cake on Tết, with the general meaning of expressing gratitude to parents for their upbringing and birth. The square cake is not only present in Vietnam's culinary culture, but also in folk stories. Let's listen to the story of the Cao Lan people, one of the 54 Vietnamese ethnic groups living in Bắc Giang, about the meaning of the square cake during their Tết. Cùng với câu chuyện này, tập thể Mẹ ơi kể chuyện chúc các thiên thần nhỏ một mùa Tết âm lịch đầm ấm, được nhiều yêu thương và lì xì. Along with this story, we wish our little angels a warm Lunar New Year with lots of love and lucky money. The Tale of the Double Square Cakes. Long ago, there lived a couple whose personalities clashed, resulting in frequent disagreements. The husband was fond of revelry and often indulged in drinking. When not eating or drinking with friends, he could pass the time with his pet birds. At one point, captivated by a beautiful songbird, he traded an entire buffalo for it. Whenever he caught a new bird, he slaughtered it as a drinking snack. Throughout the year, he was engrossed in such pastimes, rarely attending to any proper work. Occasionally, after his wife had cleared all the small shrubs on their field, he would reluctantly help chop down the larger trees for a day or two. The wife, on the other hand, was clumsy in her ways, unable to gently persuade her husband. Whenever he returned home drunk, she would scold him harshly. One year, as the Lunar New Year approached, the village was bustling with preparations. At night, the girls tailored new clothes, while during the day they gathered firewood, cut young leaves, scraped banana leaves, and rinsed rice and vegetables by the stream. The young men cleaned and decorated the ancestral altars. Every household was, as the saying goes, busy as bees at festival time. But this couple has no manner to prepare anything for the new year. On the 29th day of the month, the husband returned home inebriated, resulting in another argument with his wife. Amidst the quarrel, the young daughter cautiously approached her mother and asked, "Mother, why haven't we made square cakes yet?" The mother responded, "Where would we get meat for the filling?" At that moment, their elder son returned home and asked his father, "Father, don't we have pork? Everyone in the village has pork." "Our pig is as small as a rat. We can't have meat any time. Your mother never took care of the pig," the father retorted. Though upset with his wife, the husband's heart softened at his children's questions about cakes and meat. Determined to provide, he sneaked into a neighbor's house and stole a leg of pork. But later that evening, he went to a friend's house and drank excessively, eventually collapsing at the edge of the forest. A passerby saw him and informed his wife to bring him home. Already irritated, she snapped, "Let him be. Whatever happens, happens." She continued making cakes and set the pot to boil. As night fell, the children, tired of waiting, fell asleep. Finally, the wife remembered her husband lying outside. She lit a torch and woke her son to help search for him. They called out for him deep into the forest, but received no reply. Edging closer through the shrubs, they stumbled upon patches of blood. In despair, they cried, "The tiger must have eaten my husband." Crying, they rushed back to the village. Hearing their wails, The villagers banded together to search throughout the night, but found no trace of him. Morning brought regret, and the wife, realizing her mistake, followed the blood and tiger tracks again. She journeyed tirelessly until noon before finding her husband's lifeless body in the valley. His body remained untouched by the tiger, as the overpowering smell of alcohol deterred the beast from consuming him. The wife cradled her husband's lifeless body, pouring out all her suffering through her tears. At times she screamed, at others she lamented her struggles beside him. Eventually, her cries grew silent, and she was overwhelmed by sorrow. She died beside her husband without even realizing it. The tiger, hidden behind the bushes, heard everything she had cried about and was deeply moved by pity. The beast pondered how it could make amends for causing such misery for this poor couple. Feeling remorse, the tiger went hunting and caught 2 pigs. Under the cover of the night, it placed the pigs and the bodies of the couple right at their front door. The 2 children, upon discovering their parents' bodies, wept inconsolably. On the evening of the 30th day of the lunar month, villagers brought meat and cakes to the mourning children, but they were too grief-stricken to eat. Early on the morning of the first day of the new year, villagers discovered the couple's bodies with the 2 pigs beside them and noticed tiger tracks all around. They realized that the tiger had brought them there. The villagers, moved by the tragic scene, prepared and buried the couple. They used the heads of the 2 pigs for offerings to the spirits of the deceased. As the children grew up, they honored their parents every year on the 30th day of the lunar month, making square cakes and tying 2 together to place on the altar. This is how the Kaolan people came to have the custom of making paired square cakes for the new year, boiling them as offerings to their ancestors. Today's story time is over. I wish my angels a good night's sleep. I kiss you long on your forehead. See you again next time.